Hello friends, this video on life processes part 3 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. We will also see how these life processes how are the life processes interlinked to each other. Now as I said, why do the living organisms actually have these life processes? Because the living organisms need some energy. And these life processes will give that energy, because organisms need energy for everything, for walking, running, studying, even for sleeping. They need some energy because we still breathe when we are sleeping, right? Okay, so let us see the relation between the life processes. So the first life processes, what is that? Nutrition. So in nutrition we talk all about food. That means how do an organism obtain food. Now once he obtains food, how does he intake that food? Take the food inside his body. Now then what happens to that food? The food is broken down into simpler molecules, then the food is digested, the food is absorbed by the body. Correct? So now the question is, this food which is taken in during the process of nutrition, the next question would be, how energy would be obtained from this food which we are talking about in nutrition? So the answer to this question is given by the next life process, that is respiration. So respiration is the process by which energy is obtained from the food which we had taken, and this energy can be utilized for various activities like running, even for chit-chatting with each other. You need some energy, right? If you do not eat something a whole day, if you are on fast for 2-3 days, what happens? You don't feel like doing anything. You don't get that activeness in your body, right? So in respiration, what actually happens is that in presence of oxygen, the food which we had taken is broken. So the food is broken down into simpler substances and a lot of energy is released. So this energy is utilized for various activities. So that's because in most of the complex organisms, when the organisms take food in complex forms, for example, fruits, vegetables, bread, rice, all these are complex food, right? So the body cannot utilize the food in its complex form. So what it will do, it will convert the food into a simpler form, and then in presence of oxygen, that simpler food will be further oxidized to give energy which can be utilized for later purposes. So in respiration, we will talk about how we get that oxygen which is needed to produce that energy, and how that energy is produced using the oxygen. Okay, so now the question is, so we got energy from food, from respiration. So now the question is, how this energy in the form of food or gas reach the body? So how energy reach each part of body, because each and every cell inside our body needs energy, right? So how do we transport the nutrients or the food or the gases to each and every cell? So that is taken care by transportation. So in transportation, as you can see in this picture, you see that everything is carried to different parts of the body, right? So all nutrients are actually carried in this fashion. So we will talk about transportation in detail in our later slides. So for now you can just understand. So transportation means in respiration energy is produced. Now that it has to reach each and every corner of body. So there we have the transportation. So this transportation system in human beings is known as the circulatory system. And in plants, it is taken care by the vascular bundles. I'm sure you are aware of these names now. We have spoken about the vascular tissues while we were talking about tissues in class 9th. Right? So in human beings, we have the circulatory system for this purpose, and in plants, we have the vascular bundles. Okay, so now the energy and all the nutrients have reached each and every corner of the body. Now, what about the wastes? So now, by the time so many things have taken place, there was a lot of waste production as well, because when the food gets digested, the food is actually getting converted into simpler substances. So during those chemical reactions, a lot of waste materials or harmful substances are also produced. So what happens to those substances? We just cannot keep accumulating wastes inside our body. So those waste products or those useless byproducts which are formed during the process of energy generation needs to be got rid from the body. So the process of removal of such waste products is known as excretion. Right? So now you understood how nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion are related to each other. So in this lesson we will talk about these 4 life processes in detail one by one. So we will thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online test, get free study material, find tutors and mentors. Thank you once again.